Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have gameplay with Bonney versus Enel at OP09. Waiting on the opponent to choose the order. On turn order here. So we got a bunch of 2Ks, a Hody Jones, and a Jewelry Bonney. So we're going to keep this. So Enel likes to go low on life early because that's when the leader really gets to power up. We're a defensive leader. Enel essentially is defensive leader as well. So here we're going to play out our Jewelry Bonney using the effect to find a supernova. Looks like either a Bonney, a blocker, or a 2K. We're going to grab another Scratch Mana Poo 2K. And just passing it back to the opponent here. So they're going to go 7. They're going to go 7 into the Bonney Searcher, which is fine. Yep, no blocks. Leaving themselves one open Dawn for a Flampe, which are going to take a top life. And just passing it back to us. So we're at 4 Dawn here. Really don't have many options of just a bunch of 2Ks in hand. And we can't get to the Hodies yet, so debating if we want to play the ISO to rest the Flampe, just to give a swing into Flampe instead of life, but we're just going to put 3 on Bonney and go 8 into 5 here. So they do take that hit, and we're just going to pass it over to them, leaving 1 Dawn open. Yeah, we have a lot of 2Ks in hand, just nothing else to really do with it. So we have 4 Dawn, next turn we'll be at 6. They're just going to go 5 here, we're going to use card action, just rest the Flampe. I take the hit, no trigger. And now they're going to play the Monkey D. Luffy, Rocket Luffy. So once again, still nothing to do. We're just going to put Dawn on our leader and just go 10 into life here. They take that. Now they're at 1 life. This is when their leader gets really good. But now we'll have Hody Jones. We have 3 Hody Jones, a bunch of 2Ks, and a 0-drop event, which can count for a 3K counter if we trash a card from hand. So looks like they're going to play their Dashiri, looking for 2 cards with the trigger. And they're going to get a Rygo. That's pretty good. And 2 million volt Amaru. Okay. Yeah, that Dashiri is pretty good. So they have 4 Dawn to work with. So they're going to go 9 to life here. We're going to rest their Rocket Luffy. Just going to take that hit. Got a Cavendish. Now we have a kid. Now we're at 8 Dawn here. We're starting to get some stuff. We don't really have a way to protect the 8-drop kid this turn. We could drop the Hody. Yeah, we're going to rest the Flampe. And take a life. And then we could pressure the Rocket Luffy here, 8 into 6. So let that go. Now we're going to go after their Flampe. And just pass it back, leaving 1 Dawn open. We had a really slow start here, but kind of worked to our advantage because you can't really pressure Enel too fast, too early. Because once they get to one life, you got to make sure you can hit them like 3 times in a turn. So we have a bunch of counter. Going into the late game with a bunch of counter and a bunch of big threats that we can deploy is actually pretty good. Because they have a lot of early to mid game cards, characters that like to remove characters, like Gadatsu, Nami's. So we were making those essentially dead cards in hand by not having anything. Wasn't our intention, it was just the way this game has been playing out. So they're gonna go 9 here. Can't use card effect because they have 6 open dawn, it looks like. So we're gonna. Alright, so we got a trash card here and then a 2K. There we go. What's up to 10K? So they just Ragoed our Hody. We're at 10 dawn now. We still don't really have a good way to pressure or protect the kid. I mean, we do with all the 2Ks in hand, but. So we're gonna go 7 into life here. They have a lot of cards in hand. I can't foresee them trying to take this hit. We're just trying to get some cards out of their hand. So we're gonna deploy the Cavendish. Got 5 dawn open or to work with. Debating about the carrot. Yep. We're gonna play the carrot here. We're just trying to deploy some bodies now. Because there's only 3 life among us. So like their Yamatos won't be able to KO the 5 drops. Their Nami still can. So they're gonna go 5 here into life. 10 open dawn. We're gonna give him a 2K, I think. Because now they're at 10 dawn, they could be easily deploy the ace. Now they're gonna do Nami. Yep, Nami's gonna be able to get rid of something. Whether they want the carrot or the Cavendish. More than likely the Cavendish. Yep. But now we have the carrot swing, we have a Bonney swing, and we also have a Hody if we want to play it. So that's 3 swings potentially next turn. They still have 7 cards in hand. Here they're going to play Gadatsu, but they weren't able to KO anything because we made sure life was low enough. So we have 10 dawn to work with. If we decide to go with Hody, we need 3 or 7. So we're going to go 7 into life here with carrot. They take that life. Okay. Which means they're going to gain a life back. Now they only have 6 cards in hand. We're going to put 2 onto our Bonney leader. Go 7 again into 5. So they take that one, which tells us they might be a little low on counter in hand. So we're going to rest both their characters and go 8 into 5 here. Yep. Alright. So yeah, they had a couple counters, but not much. So they had a lot of non-counters in hand. So that's why you have to wait until you can get 3 swings in on an L before you try to go for game. Because if not, you're just letting them draw cards. Essentially, because they're going to draw a card, their life essentially, replacing it, and then you hit them again. And then they have so many cards that can just gain them life to repeat that cycle. So we had to wait until we got 3 swings in. This wasn't a great showing for Bonney, but it worked in our favor with not having the early gameplay, which shut off a lot of their effects, a lot of their removal too. So, like, subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.